time. A few months ago, I had a question. What if you could double your GP per hour when doing the best moneymakers in the game? Well, maybe you can. Up until this point, my series has mostly been about me progressing my new account with the goal to start Doloing bandos. Well, that goal then changed to Dolo the new Phantom Boss, but before Doloing the Phantom Boss becomes a viable option, I need a BOFA. But I'm freaking tired of trying to make account progress episodes that are entertaining. I made this series to make muchos amounts of GP while playing 2 accounts at once. And so then it finally dawned on me. Barrows was literally the reason I became a member. I used to watch my older brothers do barrows when I was just a little kid who played free to play, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Cool little pink shadow dudes and a chest that could give you cool armor and weapons. Sign me the frick up. And so it was my first ever goal when I started playing RuneScape again in 2020. And now it is literally the perfect activity for the first boss of my Dolo series. I can literally start it right now. All I need to do is get an Ivan staff, and then I can realistically do barrows pretty seamlessly on my alt. So that is exactly what I did. And now I am so excited to present to you guys my first ever Dolo camp. I have a couple goals for this mission at Barrows. The first goal is to finish the collection log on my main account. I simply only need one piece, which is Toreg's hammers. That should be pretty easy to get done. The second goal is to compare the difference in loot between a max efficient Barrows account and a mid-level account without the Mortania hard diaries done. Obviously the max account will make more, but how much more of a difference does it truly make? The third goal of this mission is to make over 100 million GP. I plan to do a 100 mil giveaway when I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so what better way to do it than to show you exactly where the money came from. With those 3 main objectives out of the way, let's talk gear and inventory. On my main account, I am rocking the best in slot mage gear minus the Tunic and Shadow. I enjoy having more versatile items for many activities, and with this in mind, I cannot yet afford the 1 bill items. I'm also just not sure if it's worth the money to use at Barrows. I'm bringing a full melee switch to kill Aaron. I will use declaw specs to spec him out and a Grazi to finish him. I will be using the melee gear to kill mobs beneath the tombs to maximize my profits from rune drops. For supplies, I will be using house tabs to heal at my rejuvenation pool and get back to Barrows through the teleport chamber. I bring a couple sharks and prayer pots for the odd times I might need a dose, say if I get their heart, as the last boss. On my alt, I am bringing a full mage set of mystics. Now, before you all get your panties in a bunch, just realize that Kirill still has magic defense, and so the magic accuracy bonuses are super beneficial as I will be using magic to kill him. The difference between using magic and melee here does not seem worth the attention I will need in order to do an extra switch while playing on 2 accounts. For Aram, I plan to use a red d'hide top and bottom switch with a magic short bow imbued for the special attack. I might try bringing a crossbow at some point just to try how that works with an MSB spec here. For supplies, I will be bringing sharks and prayer pots to use as needed. I will be using a ring of dueling to use a free-for-all portal as my rejuvenation pool. Also a quick note, the free-for-all portal no longer resets your special attack. It literally reset your special attack for years until the most recent update. They decided to change it and then just tell no one. I looked through all the patch notes and it's not there, so I don't know, weird. And I will be using barrow tabs for the foreseeable future. At some point in this grind, I will likely optimize my alt account more, getting a trident and upgrading my house. But for at least the first 10 hours, this is what I will be using in order to gather data for objective number 2. Now that all of that is taken care of, let's talk about why Doloing solo bosses like barrows makes so much sense from a money-making aspect. In a lot of boss fights or activities, there are moments where you don't need to be clicking. In barrows, that time is when you are running in between graves, when you are fighting a brother or a mob in the tombs. Taking advantage of these downtimes is the premise of Doloing, even when you are doing it on a singular boss like bandos. So why not do it for something like barrows? Well, the downtime is a lot smaller in solo boss activities. However, it does not matter if you are doing this tick perfect. It's a concept similar to the 80-20 rule. By running 2 accounts, I will likely get less KC per hour on my main account due to me not being able to click immediately only when needed. However, my total KC per hour will drastically increase to a level which is not even possible on my main account, no matter how tick perfect I could be. Now for the rest of this video, let me show you an example run of how I have been Doloing barrows. This footage is from hour number 1 of starting the barrows grind, meaning my dolo method is still being refined, but as of editing this video, I am about 4 hours in, and so I will show you what I have been finding so far. My goal is to have my account standing still as minimal as possible so that I am getting the full benefits of having an additional account. In this video, I am starting a new run on my main account and have 3 more brothers left on my alt. I try to always have one of my accounts in combat, as this is the most AFK part of barrows. I try to time it so that I am digging into a crypt around the same time that I have another account running in between crypts. This way I can dig down and set up my guy for combat while the other account finishes combat. This timing does not always work out, as you can see me get flustered here when the accounts both finish the kill at the same time. Because of the big difference in efficiency between my accounts, the timing is often not what I'd like it to be, but my alt account does take a really long time when in combat, allowing me to focus on my main more often. I'm already getting much better at this after just a few hours, but I honestly underestimated how much attention I was going to need when doing this grind. Meaning no Netflix on the side for me. Sad face. Something that has tripped me up a lot at the beginning of this grind is using my F keys. You don't really see it in this example, but there are many times when I will try to use my F keys to switch to my inventory or prayer tab, and it simply doesn't work because I last clicked on the other account. Meaning if I click on my alt account to attack a brother and then try to change to my prayer book on my main, it will change my prayer book on my alt instead. I have been combating this by using an order of operations or directly clicking on the tab that I need. What I mean by order of operations is that after I click on a crypt to awake a brother, I will not click on the other screen until I use my F keys to open the prayer tab and select the prayer that I need. By far my favorite part of each run is when I use claws on Aram. I have literally never used Dragon Claws in old school RuneScape other than like a few times at the Nightmare, and the animation is just so cool, and the fact that I can kill Aram in like 2 to 3 hits almost every time is sick. I killed 2 skeletons and 1 bloodworm on both accounts when in the tombs. So far I have been getting about 3 chests on my main for every 2 chests on my alt. It's actually really cool to open the chests simultaneously whenever the timing lines up. It would be so freaking cool to get a barrows item in both of these chests at the same time. So after my first hour of barrows, I have gotten about 500k on both of my accounts. I got 9 chests on my alt and 12 chests on my main. 3 of the cheaper barrows items coming from the alt account and 0 items coming from my main account. It has already been super fun to do this, and I am so excited to see the results of doing a 10-hour grind, and after the 10-hour grind to finish optimizing my alt account so that I can make even more GP while doing this grind. For my next video, I will be showing the results of the 10-hour grind between these 2 setups and will have an answer for my second objective. I'll see you there. Peace!